Welcome to Maple Ridge Chrysler. My name is Jamarley, and today I'll be showing you this Ram 3500 heavy-duty Laramie 4x4. Starting up here at the front of the vehicle, we will see our bifunctional projector LED headlamps. These headlamps are actually great for more than one reason. The first reason being that they're actually built to bend more around to the side here, as you can tell, in order to cast more peripheral light, which is great for visibility along the sides of the vehicle. As well, projector headlamps actually cast up to 40% more light than your regular halogen, which is great for driving in low visibility situations. Another thing that's great for low visibility situations are these fog lamps. The other great thing about them is that they are not protected by just regular glass, and so a rock can't kick up and just break them out like happens regularly, but they will stay protected and they'll be useful. While I'm still down here, I'm going to point out that we have two towing hooks right here in the front of the vehicle, which is great. And look at this great chrome grille. And under this hood we have your Cummins Turbo Diesel engine. Cummins is a company that has been making diesel engines for a very long time, and they're actually really great engines for two reasons. They have minimal moving parts on the inside, which means that they're going to have great fuel economy, as well as they actually increase the longevity of the engine, and this is the engine, the only engine that is rated to go up to 1,000,000 miles, so you're not going to have to worry about replacing that anytime soon. Coming down to the wheels, we'll see our 18-inch completely aluminum rims wrapped in our Firestone tires, which is great. If we take a quick look at the tread on these tires, you're not going to have to worry about replacing those anytime soon because it's looking good. Coming up here to the mirrors, we'll see our indicator light right here in the top corner. And they're also breakaway lights, which means that they break away to the sides, both front and to the back, in order to allow movement if you might be backing up and you hit a tree, or if someone's in the parking lot and they hit your mirrors, they're not going to break off, they'll just move out of the way. These are also heated mirrors, as you can tell by that sign there, which means during the winter time, in the frost and the snow, you don't have to worry about scraping them off because the ice will melt away. Another great thing about these is that they have this convex mirror here at the end, which actually increases your visibility, minimalizing your blind spots. Now, before we step into the vehicle, I just want to quickly show you the remote, and there's actually one really cool feature on here, which is your double press to start. And so I'm just going to double tap that right now. It'll lock your vehicle automatically, and it'll ignite the engine, which is a really great feature for those, I'm just going to double tap to press that off. It's a really great feature for the winter time when you need to just warm up your vehicle. And now we're just going to step inside, so join me. Here in the inside of the front door of the vehicle, we will see our front mirror controls, our window controls, and our power lock controls. The cool thing about our front window controls is that they're auto, so you tap them once, they go all the way down, and you pull them up once, and they go all the way up, which is great. You don't have to worry about fiddling with your remote while you're trying to drive. As well as we have this really great button right here in the middle. We can press it, and it actually brings your mirrors in on both sides of the vehicle. We can tap it again, and it pushes them out. The door has a great amount of storage in it, as well as one of the 9 speakers in this Alpine sound system, and I'm going to talk a bit more about that in a moment. Now, before we climb up into this vehicle, I just want to quickly show you that there's a few really cool features here. We have our electric seat adjuster, and so we can adjust it in 6 different ways: up, down, front to back, and we can also adjust the tilt of your seat. As well as we have our back lumbar support here for those long road trips. You're not going to have to worry about your back being properly supported or not, because you got your lumbar support here, and it's going to minimize your aches. As well as we have our seat saver, that you can save your seat settings for 2 people on here, which is great. Here on the left side of the steering wheel, we will see our headlamp controls, as well as our high beam controls and interior display brightness control. The great thing about setting your headlamps on auto is that you can set it and forget it. They're going to turn off and on dependent upon the brightness of the day. You don't have to worry about leaving them on because they will turn off when your vehicle turns off. As well, we have our park brake, and our park brake release. We also have our lever to adjust the height of the steering wheel. This button here controls how far your accelerator and brakes are away from your feet, which is great for your comfortability, as well another great safety feature and just feature for helping the convenience of your vehicle is actually just these triggers on the back with the button in the middle. They actually control your presets and your volume and tuning for your radio system, which is great. I'm just gonna step in, so bear with me for a moment. And I'm gonna put the key in the ignition. And we're gonna start her up. Here we have our large cluster display with a great amount of features. I just want to quickly show you a few of them. Right now we're looking at our kilometers per hour, our speedometer, and how many kilometers are on this vehicle, which in this case is 23,543 kilometers. As well as showing our temperature, and it's showing our direction that we're facing and what we're listening to on the radio. We can quickly change it to miles per hour if we are crossing the border to do some shopping. You can also look at our tire pressure per tire. We can see that some of our tires need to be equalized there. We can also look at a few other options like your transmission temperature, oil life, fuel filter life. We can also look at our fuel economy, our trip information, what our towing is doing. We can also look at our audio like I mentioned. This is one of the most important screens here. It'll actually alert you when certain parts of your vehicle need to be serviced, like your airbags or your oil needs to be changed or tires need to be changed or whatever. Coming out to the wheel, we'll see our voice recognition controls on top of the remote that controls the digital display in the cluster. These voice recognition controls are actually really important because they allow you to stay connected to your family and friends while staying safe, hands on the wheel and eyes on the road. Your voice recognition controls are connected to your phone via Bluetooth or USB remote. Here on this side we have our cruise control settings, which is great. As well, here's our shifter, and we have our plus and minus for manual shifting if you chose to do so. Coming down to the side, we have our two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive lock, four-wheel drive low, and neutral button with the shifter dial there. It's really convenient to have it in reach so you can change your traction about when you need to. And here in the center, we have our largest in class 8.4 Uconnect screen. It's a touch screen. Of course, we have our AM and FM, but we also have our Sirius satellite radio, which we can navigate using these, or we can use our volume and tuning down here or behind the wheel. You can also connect other mobile media devices via your USB port, auxiliary jack, Bluetooth as I mentioned, or your SD card reader. We have a great amount of features and the comfort of each passenger. We have our heated seats, vented seats, mirror dimmer, heated wheel, which is great. We also have our separate climate zones for both the driver and the passenger. You can sync them or you can unsync them. Here we have our screen to pair our phone. Below that we have our climate controls, as well as the same features that I was talking about, the heated seats, vented seats, heated wheel. We got also our traction control, towing and haul control, and this button actually controls your air brakes equipped in this vehicle. And we have our rear park sense, which is great in this vehicle. Over here we have our AC plug with 3 prongs, which is great and useful, as well as a USB power port. We have 2 large glove compartments on the passenger side. In the center we have our 3 large cup holders. And in here we also have our SD card reader, USB port, and auxiliary jack with a DC plug. Also, this mechanism keeps your change. And when you fold this up, it becomes your 3rd seat in the front in this 40-20-40 split, allowing this cabin to seat 6. Up above, we have our large sunroof, which is really awesome. Look at how beautiful today is. Here, your your controls for that sunroof, as well as your controls for the rear window, and your universal garage remote. Now we're just going to step to the back and finish this tour.